hello. We're gonna hopefully wait for some people to pop in and say hello to us. We are live with Hannah from HanJan Crochet and Veronika Blue Star Crochet, and people are coming in. Hello, hello. Sorry for the slight delay. We're a little bit later because Hannah's camera is playing naughty things with us.
So everyone, after we did the crochet garment summit, which we'll talk about in a minute, I was like to Veronika, I was like, your camera's amazing. What camera are you using? And of course, then I went like, right, I'm buying one. So I bought one, and clearly I don't yet know how to use it because it was working, wasn't it? It was working for like 5 minutes when we were saying hello, and then it was just like,
Yeah, that's it.
But you get a fuzzy version of me instead of a clear one.
We can still see your beautiful sweater you're wearing, so that's all that matters.
Oh, there's people coming in. Oh, Chris is here. Hi, Chris.
That's it. Hello, Chris. I'm gonna do the housekeeping today.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my gosh, because I set up the event, didn't I? So I have to do the housekeeping.
I'm gonna sit and weave in my ends. You carry on.
That's it. And hello to Facebook user. Facebook unfortunately doesn't show us your name, guys. So whoever you are, hello. But if you could pop your names after the comments, that would be lovely, so we know who we are chatting to. Here we go. So we are working on our projects. I'm just gonna. So do you know I posted on Instagram about this one, and I had people guessing what I'm making, and my caption said, I have absolutely no use for it. It's one of those projects that you just really want to make, but I know when I finish it, there'll be absolutely no use for it. And people are guessing. And I feel like I need to put people out of their misery.
Yeah,
this is going to be a baby romper.
Nice.
And before anyone starts, there is no hidden clues. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
I just really had this vision in my head of a nice, like a mustardy color baby romper. This is the half double crochet through the third loop at the back, so it's got like a really lovely knit texture there. And I just really fancied making it, and I'm like, I need to make it, but no hidden clues at all.
I love that. What yarn is it?
So this is, gosh, Scheepjes. I was told you pronounce it.
That's very good. Well done.
Merino soft.
I've made lots of baby things in that.
Yeah, it's beautiful yarn. Hello. So we got hello.
Oh, lots of people here.
Elizabeth from Ohio. Hello. I think we're broadcasting at slightly better time this time.
Yes, it's like lunchtime, isn't it? Or nearly afternoon.
That's it. I feel like hopefully more people are going to join us. Hi from a rainy Devon. Hi from rainy Gloucester. This is, it's getting a little bit.
It's not raining here, I'm glad to say. We're in Southampton and it's okay so far.
And look at this one. Hello.
Wow.
Wow.
What an awesome name.
Is it sunny and warm?
Please tell us it's sunny and warm. I think Chris has said you can always stash for a gift a thing like a bed. It's so true. I always think like with baby blankets, baby gifts, baby hats, like you can just make them if you've like not at loose end, but kind of not quite sure what big project to go on to next.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then do you know what? It'll just come in handy, at any point, won't it? That's what my mum does. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm making a baby romper, so I just fancied it. It's nice and quick and easy, isn't it? Hello, just jump from Facebook to YouTube. Hello, Vicky. So that was Vicky saying hello to us.
Oh, look, Yelitsa says it's too hot.
Oh, I jumped on the wrong one. Hello from Canada. Hello. That's because the comments are coming in so quick. They're jumping away from me. Hello. There we go. Yes, it is too hot. Can you please send us some sunshine? Just
sunshine.
Just a tiny bit. And where we got? And this one we've got Iowa. Okay. So yeah, like I said, I think we're at a slightly better time. So it's getting on 7 o'clock in the evening here in UK.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other side is in the swing of the day, so they're just stopping by to say hello.
Let us know. Let us know if you've got any questions, because we set this up kind of on the back, haven't we, of our garment summit that we did. Golly gosh,
Right.
how long ago now? Like 6 weeks ago, maybe now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Lots of the feedback. If you didn't join us, then we basically had one crazy weekend where we went live every hour and we shared lots of videos and lots of content about garment making. And the feedback from everyone was that they wanted to see us more.
I know.
Which is really lovely. So thank you. And just to chat to us about crochet and talk about what you're making and what your problems are and see if we can help, because we don't, as we discovered that weekend, we don't have all the answers. We can't, you can never have all the answers, can you?
No.
Anyone has any questions, or let us know what you're working on or what you're up to, let us know.
That's it. And here we go. I'll do my best.
Oh, thank
We
you.
shall wait for the sunshine then. And we've got a comment from Joanne. It was brilliant.
Thank you, Joanne. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And more and more people are messaging now that they're working. The people that bought the course, upgraded to the course, are now messaging saying, "This is brilliant. I'm just getting to this section, learning this." So
yeah.
Awesome.
Even when I now get like a pattern support question, people normally say, "Oh, actually, I forgot. I've got this to go back over and go and refer to the summit." So yeah, it's. I think it's a really great resource. So good evening from Facebook user. Good evening. So evening is. Are you in UK? If it's evening,
Somewhere our direction.
I think so. So yeah, while we're on the subject of the summit, we just wanted to remind people, because we've had a discussion with all the other designers that were involved in the summit as well. And we all agreed that it would be such a shame for such a powerful resource when it comes to garment making to disappear. So we have actually agreed to make it an evergreen resource. So it's still available if you wanted to get into it, or yeah, basically start making garments, or if there's anything you struggle with and think that that would help you, it's still available to purchase until whenever, really.
Who knows?
While we still around, whilst HanJan Crochet and Blue Star Crochet are still
while we're still in existence.
That's it. Then it will be available.
Definitely. And we had messages, didn't we, whilst the summit was going on? Didn't we have people saying, I can't afford it right now, but I want to save up for it. So if it's something that you want to save up for, it's now there for you to do that.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm just going to show this one quickly while we're on the subject.
Yeah.
If you wanted to scan that one, that will take you to the summit. Yeah. And you can just have a look and make a decision, or save the link for later. Yeah. Put it on your birthday wish list, and give someone an idea what to purchase for you if that's what you really, really want. And yeah,
I love that. One thing that we did during the lives in the summit, didn't we? We changed our tops each time. I wonder what she's going to wear. Can I wear the same thing that I did? And I was like, yeah. So I just grabbed whatever was nearest.
That's it.
We're in a rush having dinner, and I was like, I just need to get something to wear.
Brilliant.
Because which one? That's a new design of yours, isn't it?
So yeah, this is my Telfer cardigan I did for We Crochet. And it eventually led to the invention of the folded over neckline. I've got the tutorial on my blog, because honestly, I could not face all those ends.
So is it one colour per row, or is it two?
Yeah, no, one. So it was literally a tail end either side of the row. And I started working from the bottom up. And when I obviously got to the armholes, I had to split for the back and two front halves. So it was two ends either side on the front, two ends on the other front, and two ends on the back for every single row. And I was like, nope. That was one of those designs. When I send the submission PDF to We Crochet, I'm like, okay, hands to stitch cardigan. That's going to be really pretty. That's going to be really, really nice. And then they accepted the submission. And then I'm like, Yeah, great. So I'll just, then you go through the process of actually making the thing in your head. And then I had like cold sweat running down my back when it actually hit me that I'm gonna have a tail end, two
Ev-
tail ends per every single row. And I was like, I can't face it. I can't face sewing in like 300 ends on one cardigan. That is a torture. So I thought I have to invent something to hide those ends. So they're all tucked away in my double neckline. So it's okay.
Love that. But it's kind of
Folded over. Yeah.
it's like the idea of like the envelope borders that I've seen on lots of like mosaic blankets and stuff, because that can hide, like you don't have to, you can hide all of your ends. You don't have to weave any of them in.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was
If
like, oh,
you're just style it out, make them into tassels.
yeah, yeah. I thought, yeah, I can't get away with
Really
tassels
do
on a
that.
cardigan. I've got to, yeah. I thought I've got to do something else. So yeah, and it kind of adds like a nice little structure as well because it's like doubled over.
It's a good
It
idea.
like really frames it nicely. So I'm a big fan of
Good.
double neckline now. So every time I'm gonna, if I ever use like different colored yarns, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, let's just tuck the ends away inside the neckline.
Love it.
Right, so we've got another comment here. Working in a cold, rainy Ohio on a baby blanket in some bright and fruity colored kitchen dishcloths.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. They sound lovely.
Lovely projects. Yeah, nice
I
and
also
easy and
wonder,
relaxing.
well, like as designers, obviously we have loads of stuff. Well, most of us, I think, do have loads of projects on the go at a time, just because of deadlines and filming stuff and all
Yeah.
that kind of thing. But I'm hearing more and more that makers have loads of projects on the go, just for like whatever mood they're in or how they're feeling and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, you need like a challenging project, but then when you kind of have enough of the challenging stuff, it's always nice to have something nice and easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Something you can just pick up and not use your brains too much.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I'm really like sometimes, especially in like the winter when it's dark in the evenings, even with the lights on, like sometimes I have to have something that's actually quite bright to work on. So I like to switch like the yarn weights that I work with as well, because I find my
Yeah.
hands cramp up too much if I work with the set, like whether it be thick or thin. I cramp
Yeah.
up too much if I'm using the same yarn for ages and ages.
Yeah. See, that was the thing at the Crochet Sanctuary weekend I did, because I made them all use chunky cotton yarn.
You need to tell us all about this. Where did you go? What did you do?
So it was the Crochet Sanctuary weekend in Cheshire, so by kind of Crewe, Stoke-on-Trent. And it's an amazing weekend organized by Lisa and Linda. I think we can add the description for these videos later on. So I'll pop the link to it's crochetsanctuary.co.uk if anyone wants to check that out if you're in UK. So yeah, it's just weekend of good food, no adult responsibilities, and crochet, uninterrupted. So it's totally amazing.
Sounds fun.
And I was the guest designer for the Saturday workshop.
Oh, so did you do a new design that
I
they
did. It was an exclusive design for the weekend. I think I've got it next to me. Oh, there you go.
let's see?
And I did it's Livy bag.
Nice. Oh, look at that.
So it's a lovely, just lovely little bag, and it's Tunisian crochet entrelac. So it's just the little squares and stuff. So, yeah, I will be releasing that one as well. At some point when
Did
I
they
get
manage
around
to
to
do
it.
that in the whole weekend then? Or did
My workshop was Saturday between 2 and 6, and by Saturday evening there was already one finished bag.
wow.
Someone actually, Vicky, she actually finished it on Saturday night, and then on Sunday we had like a chill day where you could work on whatever project you wanted to and finish whatever you wanted to. So 2 more bags popped up on the Sunday.
Brilliant.
People finished them. So yeah, it was just really, really great. It was an amazing weekend. And I was actually working on a little vlog today from the weekend. So I
Oh,
managed to film bits and pieces. So I'll pop that on my YouTube channel at some point.
yeah.
So people,
Cute bag. They like your bag.
Oh, thank you. I'm just, yeah, where did I get to in comments? We've got question about your wrap here.
Eleanor sleeve wrap on hand set, wondering if there's a stitch multiple I need to use for a larger size. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's a trick. No, I can do this. So I think it's a multiple of 3. I'm fairly sure it's a multiple of 3 because it's the same stitch that I've used for my mystical tea. So it's, yes, lots of different loops of a half double crochet.
Nice.
So I believe it's a multiple of 3. But basically, you begin it with a really, really ridiculous, it's one of those wrap around yourself 10 times type thing. So I basically just take your arm span and then double it. That's how, it works for me. Or get a scarf. This is another really good thing to have a go at. Get a scarf and just try and wrap it around and sit, a really long one, and then kind of work out the measurement from there and see how long you'd like it. And then as long as your foundation chain and your row 1 is a multiple of 3, the pattern should work fine.
Is it worked? Does your foundation chain run the lengthways?
Yes,
Right.
so it's like a lot of stitches. I apologise, but there aren't many rows. There aren't many rows to do.
That's it, yeah. They're just really long.
So that is a brilliant, like mindful project to do, because it's really, the whole thing is single crochet or half double crochet. So simple.
Brilliant.
You don't have to think about it once you've set your length. Yeah, really.
And I think, didn't you do like a reel or video of the different ways to wear it? Wasn't it?
Yes. I get in such a tangle. Like, there is look like they put it on effortlessly, and then I'm like, I feel really awkward putting it on. But
Well, David, please come and rescue me from this scarf.
oh, but I wore it recently. I hadn't worn it for a long time, and I wore it recently to like a party, a 40th birthday party, with like a little black dress.
Nice.
And it worked, and I got so many compliments. It was in January, so I was like, it might be a bit chilly even indoors. And I got so many compliments all night for it.
It is beautiful. I'm not surprised.
Thank you.
Right, here we go. So we've got a few upgrades for the summit worth every penny. Thank you very much. That's so kind. We've got a few more hellos.
Hi, Angela.
Hello, Angela. Where do I find this on YouTube? Do you mean I'm not quite sure, Tina.
Oh, do you mean us? Or if you go to either of our channels, we should pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's found it, because then another few comments is Tina saying ladies on YouTube. I think you found it.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
So we've got hello, Heather. Just gonna pop them all here. And we've got 6 work in progress. There we go.
Good.
And we've got cute bag. Thank you very much, Chris. That's very kind. And we've got another one from Heather. Thank you very much. And we've got I'm working on a corner to corner wrap. Very nice.
I feel like corner to corner is having another surge again. It kind of like not disappeared, but kind of quietened down for a little while, I think. And now all of a sudden I'm seeing so much corner to corner again.
That's it. And it's a if you're not doing if you're not following a graph or anything of like a design, it could be quite speedy and quite mindless, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's when it comes to like if you're trying to like have a design of something and create all the different colors with it. So that's when I get a bit tangled up and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I start this?
I've done designs in the past for it, and I've got those Christmas blankets I did with the children's names.
Oh yeah, the names.
And even though they were only in 2 colours, oh my goodness, did I get tangled with those?
Yeah, that's
but
it.
They're amazing fun to make. So
they are.
Yeah.
And when the final picture comes to life in like a blanket or something, it's really, really pretty.
Yeah, it's so well.
We've got a question. Do you line your bags? I have done before. I don't always. Depends on the stitch and on the fabric and stuff. I haven't lined this one because I feel that Tunisian crochet creates quite quite tight stitch.
Yeah.
So I haven't lined that one.
Perhaps depend on the actual fibre of the yarn as well.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, definitely. So not always. It depends. It depends if I can be bothered as well.
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
It depends. Like if it's going to be a bag that's going to be like I'm going to use and use this, or if it's going to be like a bag of like this is. I've got one that's like a mosaic bag, and it's just like pretty. It's just a pretty bag. So I don't use it that often.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's fine. It's only going to have like my phone and my purse in it. It's okay.
That's it. Yeah. You guys should run a weekend retreat. It would be awesome. Wow. Thank you, Joanne. But I'll tell you what, seeing a little bit behind the works as well, it's a lot of work.
It must be a lot.
Do you know what our group was like? There was 28 people on that. 28, 27, 28, something like that. So yeah, I think it feels like organizing a school trip. Wouldn't it? Trying to get everyone
register every morning.
That's it. Everyone kind of organized in the same place, and yeah. So
I'm so sorry. Technology is failing me. I've just had a warning on my thing that I need to plug in my mouse.
Oh, you are not doing well with your tech today.
Sorry, everyone. I'm trying to be organised, but it won't let me do anything. I'll freeze if I don't.
No, you're right. It's okay.
I'm glad you're in charge.
We've got it. We've got it. Sorry, no.
Oh, this is about the Eleanor stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, very long. But her name is Eleanor. Awesome. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
And question for Hannah. Here we go.
Are you designing anymore? Oh, I don't know. Would you like me to?
Throw your request in right now. Hannah's taking requests.
Indeed. What kind of cardigans do you want?
There we go. Give Hannah some ideas. Stitches, colours.
Yeah.
Styles.
I do love cardigans, and I find that my cardigan patterns do much better. They sell much more than my sweater patterns. Because I think people like cardigans are just. If you're wearing a sweater, you're wearing a sweater, aren't you? Whereas a cardigan goes over stuff, doesn't it? You can style it in different ways. It's easier to style, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah, Heather's just replied, yes, please, any. I think I've got two that are due to release some point this year.
There we go. And we've got a question here. Can either of you recommend a jumbo cotton yarn? Jumbo. You've got what are they called? Bobini, the Hello Bobini, whatever they're called. They do like jumbo cotton cords. I think they're like a cord yarn rather than just straightforward cotton. So they've got, look, I think it goes by millimeters, doesn't it? So like a 3 millimeter, 5 millimeter jumbo cotton cord. Hello Bobini, they're called.
A DMC cotton that I have used in the past.
Yeah.
Natura XL or something like that.
That's the yarn I used for my bag that I just showed you. That's the exact yarn. So yeah, that's pretty chunky. But if you're looking for jumbo for something sturdy, I'm not quite sure what project you've got in mind. But yeah, I would go for the cotton cord.
Yeah,
that will give you a lot of structure and.
Or use 3 strands of something.
Yeah.
You could find a cotton, a thinner cotton, and then use a three strands of Aran would probably work, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Or Aran would work for that.
Yeah, maybe if you let us know what project you're thinking, we could.
Because it would be massively heavy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, t-shirt yarn's pretty good substitute as well. That gives you really sturdy fabric with a tight stitch as well.
Still around, but years ago I used one called, was it Noodle?
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that was the hooked Oh,
That's it, hooked, but with lots of O's in the middle of it.
that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a nice yarn to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they used loads of like funky different t-shirt offcuts, didn't they, as well? So you had like flowers on there and different colours and
Yeah, it's really nice.
yeah. So here we go. Heather can't wait for your cardigans. Hannah, you best get onto it.
Oh gosh. I will, I promise.
A tall basket for toys.
Ah,
It's the jumbo cotton idea, or dog mat. There we
yeah,
go.
I'd be tempted to try doubling up or tripling up some other cotton, because then you'll have more choice as to what you can use and more choice.
Yeah, that's it.
The thicker the yarn goes, the less choice of fibre and colour that you get generally.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the Bobini cords, I think they ship from Poland. I believe that's where they're made. But if you're in UK, I'm not quite sure. eBay's got a lot, because I got some on eBay as well. At kind of reasonable price, and the delivery was free as well, because I suppose they had loads shipped over.
Oh, and then, well, the other place that I have been finding yarns that have been discontinued is Etsy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I found quite a few yarns that I'd been looking for, like drops yarn and stuff like that. There's a lot of yarn sales, and from obviously reputable people that buy in wholesale and all that kind of stuff. They've got
Yeah.
loads of sales and loads of reviews. So yeah, I'd never thought of using Etsy for yarn before, but there's actually
Yeah.
quite a lot on there.
Yeah, people stock up and then they sell it off, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
There we go. Hi, Jodie, all the way to Canada. Lovely to have you here.
I think that's the same Jodie. I chatted with you on email the other day, I think, Jodie. Yay! It's so nice when I recognise a name.
And that's what I was gonna say. When I was at this weekend, I actually spoke to Angela, who was at our summit.
Oh, really?
She watched our summit. She was like, "I watched you all."
That's so cool.
So yeah, we had a little chat about garments and everything. So that was really, really cool. And it was just so surreal, because like obviously when you're releasing patterns online and everything, you don't quite see people face to face making your stuff. And then there was like a room full of people like, oh my gosh, and like, oh, Angela said to me, she's like, I'm waiting to make your sweater with the flowers on, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, which one? And I'm sat there raking my brains, and I'm like, with flowers on. I'm like, are you sure it's mine? She was like, yeah, let me find it. And it ended up being my Evelyn sweater with the lace flowers.
Yes.
But obviously my first thought was like 3D flowers, like put on. I'm like, I haven't designed anything like that. That's not me. But there's like, oh, this one. And she's scrolling through her phone, and there's all of my patterns there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's got lots of my patterns. I love her.
Oh, she's super fan.
Yeah, so it was lovely. And then obviously I got to meet Heather from Keep Calm and Crochet On. Amanda, Mrs. G makes. She makes brilliant stitch markers. She's got her Etsy shop. Jess, don't ask me to pronounce her business name, because it's part of it's Welsh.
Oh.
And I have no idea. Jess, she does hand-dyed yarns. So yeah, it was brilliant. And we've got another Tina. You chat with me as well sometimes, Hannah.
Tina, yes. I love a good email chat.
That's it, yeah. So there we go. Yeah, so Hannah, how's the bathroom coming along? Because we're all waiting for the finished picture.
So I've literally just had an email from Sanctuary Bathrooms there. So if anyone didn't know, so last week we were planning to go live, but we were going to do it in the daytime and blah, blah, blah. And we are having, should I say, our bathroom renovated, and it's taking a lot longer than anticipated. It's going to look amazing, but it's taking a lot longer than anticipated. So it's now my third week of having power tools above my head, and like working from home is amazing, but not quite so amazing when it's a building site. I have so yeah, it's getting there. The shower's going in tomorrow. and the flooring's going down tomorrow. And then hopefully, but we've got an extra bank holiday over here in the UK, haven't we, on Monday, because of coronation, the King's coronation on Saturday. We get an extra day on Monday. So the bathroom guy was like, I might come round on Monday if that's okay and finish off, because he's worried he's not going to finish in time. And I was like,
okay. Oh, bless him.
So I said, but we're going to have a barbecue, so you're very welcome to join us.
Yeah. Keep him well fed and watered. He might just finish the job.
Always good, but he doesn't drink tea or coffee. I've never met like a tradesperson who like, because they always have, in my experience, generally milk, 2 sugars kind of people, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
So I feel a bit of a loss. I'm like, can I get you some water?
Oh,
and he's like, no, it's fine. So yeah,
brilliant. Yeah, because I've seen the peak of those herringbone tiles and they look amazing. But I feel like you're partially to blame, Hannah, because you wanted your herringbone tiles.
And I asked for it.
Oh dear.
But the other completely unrelated to bathrooms, the other exciting thing that I think we should tell everyone is that after the summit happened, we actually met in person, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Oh my gosh, that's right.
It was kind of like the week after, or it was really close, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we finished the weekend, and then it was the week after was the it was the half term. Yeah, and we completely I didn't know, Hannah didn't know, but we both kind of chatted in between setting up for the summit. I was like, oh, we're heading on holiday the first half term week. We're going down to kind of Devon Dorset border, and we're like, okay, and we're like, where are you actually going? And when we both said, it was exactly the same area, so it was
funny. So funny. So yeah, we met, and our boys played on the beach together, and our husbands chatted about what life is like to live with a crochet designer. And
I think they both kind of stood there feeling each other's pain, didn't they? They
were like, oh, does she do this? Yeah, she does that.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
And they were both like, I got kicked out for the weekend while the summit was going on.
In a nice way, of course.
Of course, yes. All for the greater good.
We've got, Deborah's asked a question there saying about trouble with gauge. Have we done that one?
Sorry. There we go.
Here we are. Number of stitches in 4 inches is okay, but row height is too big. Yarn. Oh, weight 1. Any suggestions?
Ooh, weight 1.
Weight 1. Gosh, that is
right. So number of stitches is okay, but row height is too big.
Okay.
So you wanna so there is basically different ways of pulling up your golden loop. So when you first make your stitch and you pull up your first loop, that's called the golden loop. And there is 3 different ways people pull it up. So one is right there, which is kind of to the same height as your original loop. Then you've got what's called lifter, which is when you pull the golden loop taller than your original loop on the hook. Or you've got something that's called yanker. Don't ask me why it's called that, but I didn't make up this name. So yanker basically means that you pull on your working yarn really tight, and then your golden loop ends up smaller than your original loop on your hook. So if your row height is too big, you need to think about pulling up the golden loop a bit tighter. So you need to be a yanker. Sorry.
Yeah, yanker. And you need to. I always think of it in terms of the angle of my hook.
Yeah.
A hook, but if your row height isn't high enough, then you need to pull up your stitch because you want to add your height.
Lift it
up. Yeah, and the names do make sense, really, don't they? If it's too tight, then you need to. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense, does it? You have to angle it downwards, basically, to make it shorter.
You yank on your working.
Okay, it's the working yarn that's talking.
Yarn that will make the loop real tight. Yeah.
or you have it flat. What's that one called? I can't remember.
That's a rider.
Rider.
I only know this because I did the mini course. Before
Well,
I was like, I had no idea
I
this
was just
existed.
lead us very nicely into let you know about what Veronika has done. She has put all of this together because Jess is saying that's so interesting. It really, really is, isn't it? And there are loads of tips and tricks that you can use to to adjust your gauge. Definitely.
That's right. Yeah.
Veronika has this thing that you should all go get. Tell them about it.
Yes. So after the summit, we found that crochet gauge was one of those things that people really struggle with. And obviously the summit, you know, it's a massive resource that obviously cost a little bit more in money, and we understand, you know, budgets, some budgets don't stretch really far. So what I've actually done is created a mini course that is all about crochet gauge and nothing but the gauge when it comes to making crochet garments, because I believe it's the most crucial part. You know, there is no getting away from it. There is no kind of, oh, I'll just, you know, just hope for the best. If you made a sweater before without creating your gauge swatch and you actually get it to fit,
you are so lucky.
you were like, honestly, you were like one of the luckiest people walking on this earth, because you must have had spot on gauge, pretty much identical to the pattern designer.
Yeah.
So that's why your sweater probably fitted. But if you want to do it the right way, if you want to understand the gauge, if you want to know how to properly do your gauge swatch, how big it needs to be, how to measure it, what tools to use to measure it, because I mentioned those flexible tape measures and I was like, no, 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 no. And if you want to know why, I talk about it a little bit more in the course. And then I get onto the subject, because loads of resources out there when they talk about gauge, what I found is that they tell you how to do the gauge swatch and how to measure it. But then when you don't match the gauge of the pattern, that's where it kind of stops.
What do you do about it? How do you fix it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, what do I do? Like, you know, like we had the question, you kind of match the stitch gauge, but you struggle with the row or the rounds, like they're too high or too small. So I actually teach you what to do. I basically tell you, if you have less stitches, this is what you need to do. If you have more stitches, this is what you need to do. And same goes for rows and rounds. So yeah, it's all in a mini course, and it's currently still, I'm going to sound really salesy now, but I feel like I need to tell you.
Me too.
It's still currently at early bird price of $14.99. The price goes up on Monday. So if you wanted to grab it, it's still available at the early bird price. Plus, I give you $10 voucher for my Ravelry. So I feel like you just basically spending. Yeah, you basically spending like $4.99, which is the cost of a pattern, but you're gonna get a video lesson, a slideshow, the written materials, and I've got worksheets you can print out and use before you start your pattern. So little questions to go through and make note of your tension and hook sizes. And I've got cheat sheets you can print out and just keep in your crochet folder if you still print out patterns, or save them to your device.
Yeah.
To refer to anytime. And I've got a course handbook as well if you want to download it and just read through the materials when you're offline, traveling, on a bus, on a train, learning about gauge.
Oh, Chris is asking for the link. Pop the link in.
So we've got
yeah, they don't tell you how to fix your gauge. No, it's one of those, it's kind of, lots of people think it's like a dark art, but it's not. It's not that complicated, but it can feel really complicated.
Yeah, I feel like people need kind of hand holding through this step. Yeah. And once you meet the gauge, you know, then it's just easy. You just follow the pattern and the numbers. But yeah. So
and
I will.
You can confidently follow any pattern if you know how to adjust your gauge. You don't have to think, well, I never meet that designer's gauge, so I can't use their patterns. And I've had that from people before saying, gosh, my gauge is really different from yours. I don't think I can make your patterns. And I'm like, you can if you get the gauge right.
That's it. Yeah. So I will pop the QR code up. So this is my crochet gauge basics for garment making. It's a mini course. It won't take you long at all to kind of work your way through it, but you can always go back to it, refer back to it anytime. And like I said, you've got loads of bits to download to your devices as well and keep handy, so you don't have to go back to the course. You can just download it and keep it handy. It's literally a foolproof chart of if you have less stitches than the gauge, what you need to do. If you have more stitches than the gauge, this is what you need to do. Same goes for the rows and rounds. And like I just mentioned about the rider, lifter, yanker. So it'll tell you what you need to be and when.
They just make me giggle, sorry.
I know, you really have to think it's yanker, not the other one.
Careful.
Be careful. Hold on. Right. So
this is interesting. See, the comment from Tina had said, "I've only ever knitted clothing and never bothered with gauge." And that's really interesting because my mum's like that. So my mum's a really, really good knitter. Well, she crochets really nicely too, but she had never crocheted anything and needed to never made anything fitted in crochet. And then when she tried to, she was like, "Oh my goodness, it's so different from knitting." Because knitting is, I'm not, I can knit, but I'm not a proficient knitter. But I believe that it's much easier to go to a standardized gauge, and that's why they always have a standard on yarn labels, isn't it, for knitting?
yeah,
Because most people knit to that gauge.
that's
But it's not like that in crochet at all. It's just
no.
so much more variable. So yeah, I completely understand that because my mum had never heard of making a gauge swatch until I told her. I was like, "Shouldn't you be doing a gauge swatch for that?" You know, like proper. I haven't done a gauge swatch for 50 years, so I'm not going to start now. Like, that's cool, mum. That's cool, mum. And if you get it right, that's absolutely fine. But in crochet, yeah, unless you're very lucky, like you said, you kind of need to do one, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because then it goes for like you can try pattern by one designer and be spot on.
Yeah.
And then you get a different designer's pattern and you can be a mile off. And then you think, oh, I'm never gonna make. Or you can't. Or some people. This is, I think, problem with some people that grab your pattern and just start making it, and then you kind of get those messages, don't you? It's not working. The
Yeah.
pattern is wrong, and I'm like, oh god. And then I start doubting myself. Is it really wrong? Did I get the numbers wrong? And then we get to the bottom of the problem, and it's 99% that the gauge wasn't met at the start of the pattern.
Gauge.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Vicky's asking for the URL link because she can't scan the code.
I will pop it in the chat. Let me just there we go. We've got the hard part with gauges to keep it consistent. Yeah.
It can be.
That's why I kind of recommend to keep checking your gauge because it's easy to kind of match it at the start and then just run away with the pattern. And you can still actually end up with something that's too small or too big. So it's always good to kind of check either by measuring your finished piece, whether you're still kind of meeting the dimensions of the finished sweater or cardigan, whatever you're making, and then just double check your tension if you're kind of going off the track.
Yeah, I feel like with most things as well, though, if it's like established stitch repeat, like you can eyeball it really, can't you? You can see, and also I can always feel if I'm tightening up my tension as well. Like I can feel that the fabric's fighting with me, or it's just not quite how it should be. And in that case, definitely step away. Like, don't do any more crochet if you feel like that, because it just won't be as you would like it to be.
So I've just popped the link in the chat there. I'm not quite sure where these go through. I've got a tick by Facebook and tick by YouTube, so I'm hoping that it's gone through all the channels we're streaming to.
Yeah, we can add it later if not, can't we?
Yeah, and we'll pop it in the comments or in the descriptions after the live as well, so you'll be able to find the link. But yeah, if you struggle, if you just go onto my blog, I'm sure you'll find it there somewhere, or social media, or Hannah's social media.
Yeah.
And here we go, what we've got here. I made a cocoon sweater a bit ago, and while it turned out well, it just doesn't feel like me. I'd like to reuse the yarn, which is Heartland, but don't know the best way to go about unraveling it.
So Heartland, isn't that's an acrylic? I used that recently. It's an acrylic yarn, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it should unravel relatively easily, I think, shouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think there should be much resistance with that yarn. It's not like a mohair or anything fancy, is it? It should just.
I think my best advice would be to go slowly. I've tried before, and if you try and do it in a hurry, it just won't work. Whatever kind of fibre it is, you'll easily end up in a tangle. And you can either do it by hand, can't you, or you can do it on a winder.
And yeah, I was gonna say make it into a nice cake.
Yeah, cake it with a yarn winder if you've got one. Or if not, I would say an extra pair of hands. If you're going to do it by hand, I always get one of my children to actually hold the project for me, so that you've got some tension there on the yarn as you're working it around your hands. So the stitches come away, and it depends on the stitch as well, doesn't it, as to how easily it frogs, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it comes out. But yeah, just either way, it depends. You've obviously done your seams in and everything, so I would undo all of the seams first. Would you? And then
yeah, that's the tricky bit about seams, because you obviously do them in the same color.
Yes.
I've done that before when I snipped through what I thought was a seam, and it was actually part of the stitch. So yeah, that's quite tricky. I'm not quite sure what seaming method you've used, but yeah, be careful with the loops you're gonna snip through, because I've done that before. I snipped through a stitch and then half of the row just come away.
So I did that to a dress that I was making to wear to my brother's wedding. I decided that I'd done the whole top section, and then I was just going to carry on down and do the skirt part of it.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, I tried to undo the side seam at like 10 o'clock at night. This is like a couple of days before the wedding.
Oh no, pressure.
Yeah, I cut through a stitch, and oh my god, I sobbed so much. I was like, what?
No.
So I had to. I made it. It was a little shorter than I had planned for it to be. I made it, and I was like, oh, it was horrendous, absolutely. So just be really careful when you undo seams.
That's it. Yeah. Did you save it, or did you have to pull it out and?
I pulled it out to just under the bust, and then
yeah.
I basically made most of a dress in like 2 evenings.
Oh dear.
It wasn't fun.
No, I can't imagine that being fun. No. Well, we've got Tina. I would like to have a go at crocheting clothes, but don't have the foggiest on where to start.
Wow.
Right. Well, you need to start with the gauge, I would say. Meeting the gauge. Or if you want the whole shebang, we've got the Crochet Garments with Confidence Summit materials. We can pop the link in the comments and stuff. So I would just pick a really easy pattern.
Yeah.
Just something like a boxy jumper. You know, it might not be your style, but the process of making it will teach you a lot.
Yes.
So just construction wise, I would go for something like a front panel, back panel, and just 2 rectangles for sleeve. Just find something super easy that is just going to teach you the whole process.
Yeah.
So once you pick your really easy pattern, I'm sure if you look through Hannah's blog or my blog, we've got beginner friendly patterns there. Really easy stitches, like, you know, don't go for anything fancy. Easy stitch, easy construction. Really be careful with the gauge. Be sure to match the gauge as close as possible. Kind of like you need to hit the nail on the head. But if it's a really beginner friendly construction and stitches, you can always, you know, add a couple of stitches or add a couple of rows onto the lens. So that's the beauty of beginner patterns.
Do you know what Tina's then? The same Tina's just put up in there in capital letters, Hannah help. So if you can make a granny square, like a normal regular granny square, I have got my rainbow granny square sweater, which is four granny. You literally make 4 granny squares, and that will. You don't tell Veronika I say this, but you don't necessarily need to worry about the gauge. you can just make your granny squares to the size that the granny square needs to be, and that will just help you maybe to get the structure if you're looking at construction. So looking at a simple construction like that, that will help you with seaming, that will help you with, you know, finishing your ends and all that kind of neatness stuff. And then you can work out, well, how far off was I on gauge and what did that impact on my sizes, that kind of thing. And I always like trying to encourage people, like when you make stuff, think about, well, what did I do there and why did that work or why did that not work? Like don't just follow a pattern. Like I get loads of people, I know you do as well, like that contact me and say, I'd like to change this about the pattern, would that be okay? And I'm like, yes, please change whatever you change to make it suit you and to fit you better.
Absolutely.
Not all standard sizes, are we? We're not all the sizes that, even in the size inclusivity that we have, we're all somewhere in the middle of two, or I definitely am in the middle of 2 sizes. So make it to fit you. But that was a long-winded way of saying, yeah, make 4 squares, isn't it?
We've got, I think this is still about, do I just cut in one spot and then start to wind it on my yarn winder? My ends are well woven in.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to spend quite a time digging out the ends.
Yeah.
You.
Or you know, if it saves you a headache and grey hairs, then I would just cut into the first few stitches. Just kind of like nick the first couple of stitches and try to find your yarn end, which is gonna let you pull the stitches out.
I've done that before, and you lose like maybe, I don't know,
a little bit, yeah,
of yarn, but not a huge amount of yarn compared to what you've got in the whole thing.
Absolutely, yeah. And like I said, just to save yourself a lot of swear words and quite a bit of time, if you really can't unpick your ends because they're well sewn in, I would just just cut into the first couple of stitches and then just start unraveling from the next stitch, and just go from there. And I think we've got another suggestion. I like to crochet as I frog, so I don't have to rewind it.
I like this. I know a few people that do this. I don't think I have ever done that. I like to because especially if you haven't blocked something, then yeah, I completely agree. But if you have blocked something, then I would unwind it, and then I would wind it again, because it keeps that memory, doesn't it? It goes all wibbly.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to, if you've blocked something, I would encourage you to wind it by hand and then wind it on a winder, just to help it relax again. I've seen people using a hand steamer on yarn that has been blocked, and that works.
Yeah, it just kind of relaxes it, doesn't it? Yeah. I love to knit, but I'm willing to learn crochet garments. Yay, go for it.
Do it.
And here we go. The tea on a blog hub yesterday would be a great starter garment.
Yes, it would.
I think that was Helen, wasn't it?
Helen from Sunflower Cottage Crochet. Yes, definitely. That's it. Yeah, because we've both got, haven't we? You've got your Summer Romance tee. That would be an awesome one for people to start with. And I've got a couple of summer tops actually that are literally just 2 rectangles, so you don't even need to worry about sleeves.
Or if you actually look on my YouTube, I've got a Trinity summer top, which has got full video tutorial to go with it. And the pattern is on, I did it as a guest designer for someone. I can't remember who, I'm sorry. But the link will be in the description. So if you're over on YouTube, it's the Trinity summer top. It's literally front panel, back panel, and then you go around the neckline and you're done. It's really, really easy, and it's got the full tutorial to go with it. But we've got Michelle from MJ's Off the Hook Designs. If you look through her YouTube, I mean, if you've got about 5 hours and if you're really decisive, then do have a look through her YouTube. If you haven't got 5 hours and you are really, indecisive than don't look, because the amount of amazing crochet designs Michelle's got, it's wow.
You'll get sucked in and lost. Yeah.
Here we go. Thanks. I don't need any more grey hairs. No, me neither.
Me neither.
Me neither.
I got told the other day by my children, "Mummy, your hair's going white." I was like, yes, I know, thank you.
You should say, that's because of you two.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Oh, cheeky.
Funny. Oh, and actually, yeah, saying about the blog hop. So what you're doing the blog hop tomorrow, aren't you? What are you doing?
I am. So tomorrow morning about 5 o'clock, you will be able to get hold of my Milana sweater vest pattern. Hannah will tell you about this one, because I was begging Hannah for more yarn, because oh god, do you know what, I feel like that design has taken me round the block twice, honestly.
Quite a while ago, wasn't it? You sent me a picture going, I've half finished this and now this colour doesn't match and I can't do this and this.
It wasn't even the colour. It was it uses DK.
Yes, it was a weight. Yes.
And it was worsted weight blue in completely different shade of blue.
Yeah.
And I was under the impression those 20 balls upstairs were the same balls as the ones I was using.
Turns out not.
I was like, Hannah, have you got any Swish DK left by any chance? Because I think you released your what was it?
Oh, the herringbone sweater.
That's the one, yeah. And I was like, oh, Swish DK. Hannah. So Hannah has very kindly sent me her leftovers to finish my design, because I think I wouldn't have hit the deadline if I had to wait for delivery from across the pond.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think it's very on trend. And I think it's is it sized?
Yeah. So 9 sizes. Yeah, 9 sizes from extra small to 5XL. I think it covers like 30 to 62-inch chest.
Brilliant.
So yeah, hopefully one for everyone.
Yeah, really. And it's very gender neutral, isn't it? Like, you could definitely, yeah, because they saw it and it was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And to be honest, the funny thing is about those pictures, I was talking to my sister, because I knew the look I wanted to create with it for the photos. And I was like, I need a white shirt or like a white blouse, to put underneath this sweater vest. And do you think I could find one in a shop? Like, I was just looking for a simple white blouse, like white work t-shirt, the shirt that people wear every single day in this country to work. If you work in the office, I'm pretty sure you wear one. Do you think I can find one in a shop?
Nope.
So I was talking to my sister. She was like, well, you can have one of mine. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that might work. I might need to like tuck it in a little bit. But I actually ended up wearing my nephew's school shirt.
Yes, I love this. He's like, was he like 15 though or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 15. Yeah. But I ended up wearing one of his school shirts for the photos. So, but I really like the look, so I might just pinch that one.
I would definitely. So yeah, so if you haven't joined in one of the blog hops before that we've done, it's quite early on actually. If you want to join in, there's loads of patterns to get until like the 2nd of June. There's a free pattern every day that you can get by hopping around the internet. So myself and 2 other designers are co-hosting it, and amazing designers like Veronika are offering for 24 hours at a time their PDF for free, and it is a bit of clicking around, I won't lie. You have to hop from our place as hosts over to the designer's website, and then the designer chooses whether they want to give you a Ravelry coupon code or whether they want to let you download it from their site directly. You just have to follow the instructions, find the buttons to click on, and hey presto, you'll have, I think it's like all in all, it's like $160 worth of patterns that you can collect throughout the month. And I keep getting messages from people saying that they're like, unless I really, really want a pattern, I don't have to buy them, because I just join in your blog hops and then that's it. I collect everything and then I know I've got enough patterns for the whole year.
Absolutely, yeah. You're going to be set up for the spring summer season, definitely.
Yeah, and we're doing kind of, it was more transitional patterns that we wanted to do for this one, and there's a really lovely mix. There's garments, there's shawls, there's homeware, there's did you see the one that I've got? So I've got one coming on the 12th, I think mine is. It's a sleep mask.
Yeah,
But
it's cute.
I don't normally do like cutesy things, but I had it for a pattern that I designed a long time ago that just had sat there doing nothing, and it's got like little cat ears and a little bow on it. So that's mine.
Yeah, it's super cute. And just to mention that you can actually get the bundle of the patterns as well, at 90% off, so it's a real steal. And I always think of these bundles, you know, if you like 4 or 5 patterns
Yeah,
from the bundle, honestly, you might as well buy the entire bundle, because you never know, even if you maybe some of the patterns might not be your style, but you never know when you will need a little cute girly sleep mask,
if
right?
someone asks you, I felt like that was the thing. I was like, there are loads of people that request things like this, and they get, so if anything like my children, they ask for random things, and my niece has started doing that. She's asking for random designs. And I'm like, do you know what? That might come in useful one day for people.
That's it, yeah. Or if you one day you decide you want to do a little craft stall on the market somewhere, and you think, okay, what is unique? What can I make that's gonna sell out? And Hannah's sleep mask will pop up on the computer, and you think, right, that's it. That's the money maker.
Yeah.
And you'll already have the pattern. So, like I said, that those pattern bundles are really great. Even if you at first look at them and think, no, I don't like, you know, I only like a few. You never know when you will actually make use of those patterns. So
Only the one that I really like, well, I like lots of them, obviously. There's a mosaic cushion pillow with flip flops on it. It's like,
oh, love it.
it's so cool. I love it. I really
Yeah.
love it. So it's like a summer outdoor garden pillow. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
definitely. So yeah, if you just pop over to hanjancrochet.com, I'm sure Hannah's got all the info there
Yeah.
and all the links. And we've got Tina's following the patterns. So far she's only missed yesterday. That's good going.
Very good going.
There we go. Right. Gosh, we've been an hour.
I was
Wow.
literally thinking,
Time flies when you're having fun.
we did this in the summit though, didn't we? And then we'd be like, oh my gosh, it's time to go for the next video. It's so easy to talk about crochet, I think.
I think so.
Definitely. But yes, what's next for you then? What's coming up?
So next week I've got my if you remember my corner bookmark, my crochet corner bookmark, I have used the same stitch for my next design that is coming out next Friday, and I've bought a gorgeous skein of it's silk packer, it's alpaca silk mix lace weight, only a 50-gram little skein, and I was like, oh, this is so precious, what am I going to do with it? So I used the same stitch pattern as my corner bookmark because people really love that lacy pattern, and I called it Lottie Lace Neckerchief because my bookmark's called Lottie Lace bookmark, so I'm carrying on in that theme. And that's coming next Friday. So I was hoping to release it last Friday, but I think I was a little bit distracted by this crochet sanctuary packing and traveling, so I didn't get to it. So that's coming next Friday, and then I'm actually hoping to finish this romper.
Yeah.
And I'm also thinking of using that because a lot of people ask me, how do you, because the corner bookmark is kind of worked as a corner to corner, so it starts at the point
Oh, okay.
and you just kind of increase. So a lot of people have asked me, how do you then kind of decrease to get a square out of it, because they want to make it into a blanket. So that's my next next on the list, to work out how do we decrease back to a point to make it into a blanket. And I've got a feeling it's going to be like a little heirloom baby blanket type design. So
Awesome.
yeah, what about you?
So I was planning this week to do all the filming for my summer crochet along, which is what I'm moving in the ends of right now. But the noise upstairs has stopped that from happening. So next week I am filming everything for but I'll do you a really ridiculous sneak peek, shall I? So
Go on.
This is summer, and it's only got one border on it at the moment. It's going to have big, deep borders for it. This is going to be my summer crochet along in like the end of June. We're going to be launching and into July.
Nice.
So I need to film everything because it's got lots of motifs and various bits and pieces and big borders and stuff, and then put together the course version for that, and put together the PDF, the ebook, and all of that kind of jazz.
So no pressure then.
So not much. And of course, there's a school holiday over here in the UK at the last week of May, isn't there? So everything has to be done by then. Everything.
Yeah. And we've got beautiful blankets. It is indeed.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so that's me at the moment.
Brilliant. So yeah, we are excited that you guys have joined us and you kept the chat going. It's been amazing, and we're obviously hoping to meet like this once a month.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that we'll make it a regular thing and you guys will join us.
That'd be awesome.
And yeah, just it's a bit more relaxed, isn't it? Because we've got no kind of pressures of no structure to it as such, is it? We kind of, before we went live with Hannah, we're like, okay, what are we going to talk about? And we'll just chat about something will pop up. So you guys popping in the comments and just asking a few questions and saying hello makes it really, really easy. Not that me and Hannah can't just talk for England, but
yeah. It's nice to have company with us.
That's it, absolutely, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, we'll see you all again soon. Hopefully, probably, no idea what the date is, but hopefully the first week of June, maybe we'll catch up and see what everyone's
I think that's the half term, mind.
Oh, it's the week after. So yeah,
because it's the 29th, the bank holiday.
That's it. So maybe the week after that.
Yeah, so it'll be the week after that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so we've got always fun to talk crochet. Absolutely.
Any day, all day.
And we've got I love your patterns and look forward to more chats. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, for joining us. It's been great to have you all, guys. Whether you said hello or not, whether you're just watching or asking questions, we appreciate you for popping along and making it a great chat for us. And yeah, I'm gonna have my dinner now because my stomach wants to talk now.
Well, I ate mine just before, way too quickly, and now it's sitting really heavily. So we're caught between.
So yeah, it's been great chatting to you. It's been great to have you all. Thank you so much for popping along and for asking your questions, saying hello. We will pop any links, any outstanding links, because I got a little message. You can post messages to some channels. So I think the link I posted might have not trickled through all the channels. So I will go back and add any links to the bits and pieces we've spoken about tonight, and I'll pop them either in a comment or in a description, see what it lets me do. Technology has mind on its own, I feel.
Absolutely, quite especially in my house. Yeah.
Yeah, you had the right evening of it with your tech.
I know, sorry everyone.
So you'll have to join us next month to see whether Hannah can actually operate her camera.
I promise. I need to go and watch another tutorial on it. I can crochet, I just can't work a camera.
So thank you very much again. It was lovely chatting to you all, and we will shout from the rooftops when we're gonna do another live. So if you have any questions or anything like that, write them down, pop along to the next live in about a month roughly. But we will let you know. So if you're on our newsletters or if you follow us on any of the social media, I'm pretty sure you'll come across it somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
So thank you again, and hope to see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.